Airbnb bust. We're going to be diving into the current state of the short-term rental market. Let's dive into it. Hi, I'm Zeke. And I'm Dirk. We're the Tanner Brothers. We're Tanner Realty. We're a real estate brokerage in Central Arkansas. This channel is all about educating you about real estate. Let's dive right in. So obviously the Airbnb thing has become really popular and it's gained a ton of momentum over the past several years, but that has come with some consequences. So 2020, 2021, nobody wanted to stay in a hotel. And so all of a sudden you had this massive boom of Airbnbs going up, people making crazy profits. So as the COVID mayhem comes to an end, we're seeing a lot of people still traveling, maybe even more people traveling. But during that time, Airbnb inventory in a lot of markets tripled, quadrupled, some even 10x'd their inventory. When I say inventory, I mean there were 10 times as many Airbnbs now as there were just a few years ago. Airbnb has been recording record profits. However, the hosts are talking differently. They're saying that their occupancy rates have tanked. A lot of that really comes down to just supply and demand, at the end of the day. Yep. And so what has occurred is the demand for Airbnbs is still there, but now there's 10 times as many hosts trying to Airbnb their homes. This can cause a huge problem because in some of these markets, people have paid a stupid amount of money for Airbnbs based off what they thought they could make on those. That's not including all the money it takes to get these Airbnbs ready to go on the market, especially the more elaborate ones. There were even some Airbnbs specifically built to be Airbnbs, so they don't even function that well as a typical home. So what is the future of the Airbnb market? Are there really people busting? We'll see that supply and demand start to equal out, but what we're hearing from a lot of Airbnb hosts is that there's just too many. I think one thing that I've personally seen is that because before Airbnbs made a ton of sense because there was a lot of margin between what you could Airbnb for it versus what you could rent for it. But because rents have gone up so much, I think you're going to see a lot of people move those old Airbnbs back to rentals. Which, going back to what we were saying, with properties being built specifically to be an Airbnb, that can have some really big issues if you build a 10-bedroom house for Airbnb and now you need to rent that. You're going to run into some issues. However, with all that being said, I think the really unique Airbnbs that provide an experience or it's just a really unique stay are still going to continue to thrive. So if you're thinking about getting into the Airbnb game, make sure to do your homework before. There are websites out there that are paid services that'll actually run data on your specific area just to see what your theoretical Airbnb revenue could be. But overall, we are hearing a lot of Airbnb hosts say bust. If you need help selling or buying an Airbnb or any type of property in the United States, we can connect you to a realtor for free. Click the link down in the description and we'll be in touch. Don't forget to subscribe.